Sky Sports presenter Hayley McQueen gives an insight into what it's like for both her and other women entering the sports industry. She spoke to us exclusively about her experiences on how she got to where she is today.
Yeah, so at the ripe old age of 36, presenting for Sky, actually, you would think I'd maybe started presenting when I was in my early 20s, but I didn't. Not many of us, I think, at Sports News did. It was one of those that you kind of get into in your late 20s, early 30s, which is how I got into it, having worked in production for many years before. So I think having the background of behind the scenes television has definitely helped with presenting, because I have more of an understanding of what it's like to be in the gallery, out in the field, working with journalists to write pieces. Yeah, I definitely, starting out at uni, didn't think I was going to be a broadcast journalist. I knew I wanted to get into journalism. I knew I wanted to be a writer, but I think I wanted to work for fashion magazines and do something quite glamorous, but everybody was doing it. And kind of on the flip side, I was doing a fashion PR marketing and journalism course, and then specialised in my last year in the broadcast journalism. About 85% were women, unlike the sports journalism courses where it's probably about 85% men. But then I kind of did it the other way around. I was with all these girls thinking, well, I know a lot about football, I know a lot about sport. It's what I know that sets me apart from all the other girls wanting to get into fashion. And everything I ever did, my final dissertation, my final major at uni, was all revolving around sport. And from then I kind of felt my way into the industry and ended up being a presenter, but didn't set out thinking, I'm at uni, I'm doing journalism, I want to be a broadcaster. Definitely years ago it would have been harder. I don't think so now, because there are more women studying, and there are more women who are wanting to get involved, whereas back then there just weren't as many girls. And a lot of the girls or women that worked at Sky were in the administrative roles, and they weren't in the higher, roles at Sky, working as a head of a department or as a producer. There may be a handful, but the more girls that come into Sky and the more that they show that, well, actually, we're just as good, if not sometimes some of them will be better than some of the guys. It's just become normal. So for me at Sky, I don't see there being like an issue with men and women. It's very 50-50. Out when you're working at a football club where there's predominantly, male coaching staff and men who are working at the actual clubs with footballers, you see a lot less women. But hopefully that doesn't put women off working there because they don't want to work with lots of men every day. I think just get out there, have fun, blog, write, use your social media as much as you possibly can. Get on your Twitter, your Instagram, keep Snapchatting, keep yourself entertained and keep your friends and other people entertained, because that will actually become a really big part of what you do as a job. And just to set up a free template online, just a blog, can be about anything, is really important. So whilst you're studying, you're not working, you're not being paid to work, it's obviously quite difficult, isn't it, to go out there and think, oh, I've got to do work experience and it's free. Get the work experience, do it, take on as much as you can, because that will pay off in the end, even if you're not being paid for that now.